James Gunn's take on Superman showed something about the superhero genre that any other movie barely talks about. Hey everyone, this is The Catalyst, and today I'm going to give a spoiler free, honest opinion on James Gunn's Superman. First of all, the movie is not at all what you expected. About that, I'm pretty confident. The things that I thought would be corny were not at all bad, but then again, there are some things which I thought I'd be excited to see, but they were not so great. Let me give you an example about what I thought would be corny but turned out great. I was worried about Superman's Clark Kent life, I mean the one he spends on the Daily Planet. As Zack Snyder's Man of Steel was a bit intense movie, the Daily Planet was intense as well. But it didn't bother me at all in this movie. I thought it was good, the right amount of Clark Kent we're supposed to see. Then comes the things I didn't like. Let's take Crypto for an instance. I thought he was annoying at some moments, but the movie does explain why he behaves that way. But I thought I'd love to see Crypto in a live action movie for the first time, but it didn't impress me at all. Now, the first act of the movie where it sets up Superman was very much to my liking. This is where the movie shines the most, but the movie kind of lost its way around the second act. I'll tell you why in a sec. But the final act wraps up the movie in such a way that tells us why James Gunn is James Gunn. But about the second act, I could clearly feel the enormous pressure on James Gunn's shoulders, which actually influenced Gunn not to take risks. That's why the emotional scenes where you actually could have related to Superman felt underwhelming, but where the emotional scenes were executed without any interaction makes the movie beautiful to watch. Now, about David Corenswet, I have to tell you, this guy has a unique aura to himself. He just owned the role. I don't think anyone who watched the movie can say he does not look good as Superman. James Gunn and DC also gets my appreciation for this. Till now, every Superman they casted were perfect, just like this one. I know Henry Cavill fans won't agree with me on this one, but trust me guys, I am also a Henry Cavill fan and David is nearly just as good as Henry Cavill. As I have already told you, he gets to be Clark Kent for the right amount of time, like 5 to 8% of the whole movie. The rest of the time, he's Superman doing important stuff. Then about the villains, don't get me wrong, Nicholas Hoult did a great job at being Lex Luthor, but still, Lex's intentions to kill Superman were felt like suffering from identity crisis. It needed a bit more depth, but otherwise it's all good for the beginning of a franchise. Now about what James Gunn did so unique and bold that no other movies of this genre has achieved it recently since the Batman trilogy from Christopher Nolan or even Marvel's Iron Man 1. That this is not a superhero movie, this is a Superman movie. That's it, I said it. James Gunn crafted the movie so carefully and made it so full of heart that while watching the movie, it won't feel like a regular superhero movie. Many might say there's nothing super about this Superman, but I'd like to say this is one of the most important aspects that we forget so often. Just think about it. Superman, an alien species, the last of its kind, seeking refuge in Earth, blending amongst humans, raised by good old farming people, should have nothing super unless it's wanted of him. Otherwise, people won't hope from Superman. What they'll do is fear him. This is shown so beautifully in this movie, and all the credit goes to James Gunn. People throwing stuff at Superman, saying whatever they want to, so they're not at all afraid. This shows that people are so close to Superman emotionally that they think of him as one of their own. And another thing I wanted to point out, which I feel personally that most of the superhero movies lack, is an interacting environment, or you can say a soulful earth, like where all the action takes place. Let's take a Marvel movie for an example. When the heroes battle on the ground or even in the sky, the people living there act like a bunch of NPCs, like they don't have any value at all. But in this Superman movie, James Gunn gave it a thought separately. He's not just any Superman who only fight godlike supervillains. No, he also cares about the people living below. It was really satisfying to see Superman fight for them. This was all from me today. If you haven't watched the movie, I hope my review inspires you to. And if you have watched the movie, tell me in the comments down below what was your thoughts about it. Leave a like to the video and subscribe to the channel to tune in for our next full movie review. Until then, sayonara.